Right.
So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully. are,
Not careful enough.
You need a new definition of carefully.
Yeah, nah. Even he knows he's about to say something stupid like, oh, shit, I can't stop myself. You know, we might have to swallow our pride and actually come up and say we're sorry to Orlando Brown. we might owe his crazy ass. We might actually owe his crazy ass an apology, man. Can you believe that? If we have to swallow our pride and say, well, you might have been right.
Nick, I let you suck my dick. Okay? Fine, I said. I let Nick suck my dick.
Here it was, but we thought he was just another nut job walking around Walmart saying crazy shit.
I'm not backing off on that.
Well, he is. But the crazy shit he said might have some merit of truth to it. Hey, look, we just around y'all. Look, we're just joking. We're not saying that he did. That's not even the story here.
No.
But as we have heard last night, I didn't really want to talk about it because I didn't know any big details about it. I said how I felt about this whole controversy that's happening right now with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon and some things that he said. You might have heard today that Nick Cannon was let go by Viacom for racist and anti-Semitic comments that he made. I'm looking at this on The Blast. I got a lot of articles up here, but on The Blast, if you just want to have a refresher on what he said here that got him in trouble, one of the things that he said was that white people are the true savages, and he also put some Jewish conspiracies out there, and something that's been going on with a few rappers. Like I said, Ice Cube came out a month or so ago with some crazy shit. But you know, and he also said to Viacom, he's like, look, that's cool, you let me go, but give me my goddamn show back. I created that. That's mine. Now you give that to me, we're good. It's from him on his Twitter page. If I have furthered the hate speech, I wholeheartedly apologize. But now I am the one making. But now I'm the captain. Got my captain's hat on there. Captain Turban.
Yeah, captain of a flying carpet.
Yeah. Turbo Man. He says, I demand full ownership of my $1 billion Wildin' Out brand that I created, and they will continue to misuse and destroy without my leadership. I demand that the hate and backdoor bullying cases, and while we were at it, now that the truth is out, I demand the apology. He demands that Viacom give him full ownership of what he's due, or what he's, and also give him an apology, because he also went off to say that, you know, one of these days you'll see that I am on the right side of history.
Okay.
With what's going on right here. Now, I would tell you on that, this was on a podcast that he said this on. And see if I can find out what podcast that is. Canon's Class.
Oh, so it's his podcast.
It's his podcast. Yeah. And they didn't like what he was teaching. Apparently one of his pupils in class that day was Professor Griff, Richard Griffin. You know this guy?
From Public Enemy.
From Public Enemy. Yeah, he's the minister, professor of ambassador of information or some shit like that. You know, yeah.
This sounds like a made-up title.
It is. But, you know, look, Public Enemy is one of my top 5 favorite hip-hop bands, man, and love them. I remember this. What happened with Professor Griff happened like back in '89. Because it didn't help that he was with a guy who said some anti-Semitic things back in 1989. There's even something here. Let me see if I actually put it up here. There was something from in the New York Times at the time. Now, you know, journalistic reporting at that time about hip-hop was not exactly honest. You know, it was something where a lot of white media was very still afraid and didn't understand hip hop. So I'm not going to say that, you know, this is the best source, but New York Times wrote something on Professor Griff at the time. Controversy around the ban. This is written in '89, by the way. Controversy around the ban began after Richard Griffin, formerly Public Enemy's Minister of Information, said in an interview with the Washington Times, "The Jews are wicked, and we can prove this." Mr. Griffin, who was known in the group as Professor Griff, also said that the Jews are responsible for the majority of wickedness that goes across the globe. To get the full story out there, Professor Griff, who's still kind of gone back and forth, I think, with these comments, he did at one time, he expressed some remorse when he visited the National Holocaust Awareness Student Organization back in 1990. And we'll talk about this in a little bit. Nick Cannon has actually come out and apologized somewhat, I guess. This is in Variety. Nick Cannon apologizes to Jewish community, demands Viacom, CBS give him rights to Wildin' Out. Look, let me just say this about what Nick Cannon was saying, and I'm not defending him at all, and just hear me out because I'll explain why. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know what he was saying. I can kind of maybe try to guess what he meant
and give him the benefit of the doubt.
And maybe a little bit. Not
gonna go that far.
Going that far. I'm
Okay,
just saying,
all right, okay.
What I'm saying is, if I had to guess what he was probably trying to say, maybe he's trying to say that, because look, I've said this before, and I'm always careful about how I say my words, man, about certain things. Because I've stated this much. Maybe this is why I'm saying it, because it's coming from me. Maybe what he was trying to get at was that the irony of American history is that while black people have been called violent and savages throughout time and shown that way in movies, portrayed that way in the media and in literature, the irony is that throughout time, especially if you look at history, it has been a lot of barbaric acts that were done by, white people.
Yeah.
Lynching.
Sure.
Massacres, genocide. So maybe that's what he was leading, because that's what I've said, and that's just history. You can't fire somebody for looking at history and seeing what they say. Now, hear me out, because somebody's sitting up here saying, "Oh, you defend him too." No, I don't, because the motherfucker didn't say that.
Yeah.
What he said was that white people are savages, and he's coming up with these Jewish conspiracies. You know me, I don't believe in being soft. You point out, and I believe in going hard. You point out injustice on everything. You point out assholes that are out there. You point out the falsehoods of history and try to get that shit straight. I don't believe in being quiet about that shit anymore. I don't believe in being polite about it. I don't believe in trying to sit up here and appease people by doing that. That's not how you get done. That's just been tried.
Right.
However, moving forward, I don't think that you use language where people just need to be degrading each other as groups. I mean, you look at the past and you say that's fucked up, but moving forward, man, I don't think this is the time to be saying like, "Nah, you're the evil one. Nah, you're the evil one. Nah, you're the savage." It's just, I don't think, and a lot of people don't like that, because a lot of people think like, now you're just trying to appeal to these people and make them happy. No, I think that, me, I'll say shit and I'll make a motherfucker mad in a minute. I don't care. I've been doing this way too long and been criticized in the comments. I've been called all kind of racist myself. But that's the point. It's like, if you don't word this shit right, people are just going to keep going back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
And, and I'm saying this because, I want to make sure that I'm not saying these things to make another group look bad. And I'm doing that because, one, I truly believe that. I don't believe in like pitting groups against each other. I believe in working on progress. But, I truly believe, I don't believe that one group is more wicked than the other. I believe that certain groups have power
and have taken advantage.
Yeah, and
of
taken
other
advantage
people.
of it and have allowed themselves to, to actually be able to like do that with no repercussions. But at the same time, I believe that, no group is more evil than the other. You can't say that about a whole group, because it just doesn't help moving forward on anything.
Right. And it's just not true.
You're just giving those people out there the opportunity to say, "Well, see, you're the racist one." Those people who've been wanting to say that blacks are the true racists.
Right.
Are the ones with
Blacks are just as racist as us.
Yeah. Our victimization is our own fault. Because really, we harbor these feelings, probably worse than you. If you think there's so many ways, you got to be careful how you word shit, man.
Sure.
That he's doing some shit that's separating people even more, man. If you ask me,
Sure.
that's my opinion of what he's doing. It's all about wording, man. And I don't think his wording is right. And if I can just even get past the issue of what he said here, this whole thing about getting your property, wilding out back.
On this episode, on Nick's Black Team, Corey Holcomb.
Talking about getting this back right here,
Hitman,
brother, that ain't happening. I'm not an entertainment lawyer. I don't know the details of your contract. I don't know. So maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, maybe.
There could be, there might be something in there. There might be something in there where you can get. Don't let me say I know because I don't know. So there might be something in there.
Look, more than likely, you figure a company like Viacom they got a hold on it. It's but if there's a chance that he signed a good contract, or they're like, well, we really don't know what to do with it. We would just be holding it just to keep it, and he was getting enough people on the side and make a big enough stink. They could say, all right, come to the table. Let's just negotiate this shit out. So it doesn't look bad for us or you.
Yeah. But chances are.
But chances are they're gonna laugh and wait him out and just go like, yeah, I mean, you know what you signed.
If it's anything like what I've seen, shit, I'm speaking from personal experience.
Exactly.
If you worked under a company under a certain contract and they funded that project, no matter how much you branded it, you curated it, you made it where it is. If they pay for it and it's under contract that is their property, you probably gonna get that shit back. I say probably because I don't know the details.
If you work at a company and you do a side project and you work on any of it at your desk, that company can own it, your whole thing.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just saying how it is. I mean, like I said, look, you never know. He could get it back. But what they could do is they could take Wildin' Out and put another person on it.
Yeah.
Because it's a brand now.
Right.
And they'll just, if they want to continue, they'll probably get another host out there that they feel can handle it. And maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But until then, it's probably theirs.
Especially him saying, and I demand, like, ooh.
Yeah. They're like, all right, Nick. Yeah.
I feel like you don't know how this works.
Tell you what, we'll mail it to you. Should be walking to the post office right now. We'll get it. All right. You good? All right, bye. Fool. Anyway, tell us more about our profits. I'm not defending Nick Cannon, but I think I know what he was probably trying to say, but it came out wrong. And we don't need that kind of divisiveness.
And he apologized.
And he apologized. He quickly apologized. He wrote a long ass apology, man.
Is it a good one? Because a long apology worries me.
I don't know because I didn't read the shit.
You know how those things can kind of double back on themselves.
Yeah. Martin? Yeah, it probably went left somewhere in there because this is his apology.
Oh.
Right? Apology and explanation. Yeah.
A research paper, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't reading all that shit. Now, he says that, look, at least he apologized.
Yeah.
At least he apologized. And then he came out and he said, hey, I just want to let you know that I got a lot of outpouring of love from the Jewish communities. I've been talking to rabbis.
Okay.
I ain't seen or heard of them, but he said they out there.
Okay.
So, hopefully, look.
Because he probably has people who are like, hey, some things you're saying are not correct, and let me, educate you on some stuff.
Yeah. I hope that Nick Cannon is not, with him apologizing, I hope that this will not continue. Hope this is something where, with him apologizing that he's thinking like, okay, I'm going to keep speaking what's on my mind, but, I'll try to word in a way where it's not so divisive. What do you think?
That's what I hope. I'm just wondering, is he hooked up with the Nation of Islam?
Yeah.
Because, they got a lot of teachings. Like a lot of these religions, there's a lot in there that's really helpful and could make you go, okay. And there's some stuff where you go, nah, brother, I ain't with that. Yeah.
Now, before somebody try to kill us, at least you said all religions got all this shit in here.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They do. Chat is saying, I'm looking at what the chat is saying. They're saying, hey, he's a pretty powerful guy, which, that's one of the things I like about Nick Cannon, man. He He always keeps himself busy. He always keeps stuff
does.
out there. I mean,
To his detriment, he keeps himself busy.
yeah. I think I don't know how his business skills are with doing stuff outside of Viacom, but I bet he's probably learned a few things.
Yeah.
From Viacom, where he's like, I can take this. Hey, even if you don't get your stuff back, man, you probably be able to take that knowledge and that what connections he's made with that, and be able to go out and do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, for him to have built Wild 'N Out, built that brand.
Yep.
Yeah, it sucks to have it just taken away.
Yeah,
I mean, and you say like, well, he can just start something else. Sure, but that's still having to do so much work again.
Yep. I hope this works out for the best, man, because the last thing we need is crazy shit, more crazy shit. But I do hope it works out for the
Right.
best.
We
I
don't
mean,
need him and Orlando Brown wandering around Walmart.
Yeah. Yes. Especially not him wearing this turban. Riding the basket like a flying carpet. Yeah, I know we talk crazy, but I do hope for the best for everyone.
No, me too.
Shit, even Orlando Brown.
I always liked him.
Yeah, I did. No, I have too. I have. I genuinely have always liked Nick Cannon. I've always thought Nick Cannon was smart, man, which is why I'm surprised that, he worded this like it is. But, hey, you know how it is, man. You sit down, you start talking, and things come out like they do. Shit, I even hope the best for old crazy-ass Orlando Brown,
No,
too.
I know.
I don't know, Chad. How do you feel? I mean, we're talking, but how do you feel? Are we being fair here? Are we trying to make sense? Are we missing anything? Please let us know. Let us know your opinions. Agree or disagree? We'd love to hear it. Nick caught up in this entanglement. Watch the clip, Corey. Alex Steffen says, "What clip?"
They have the lack of compassion that melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul that we call it. We call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects.
He's already kind of crazy, man. All right, yeah, this nigga. Thank you.
No, yeah, thank you for that.
But it gets crazy.
I was thinking it was going to be one. He's like, oh, well, now that I hear it, I see where he's coming from. I was like,
no, she got crazy.
Yeah.
No, hell no. No, this motherfucker's a little crazy.
So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully.
Not careful enough.
You need a new definition of carefully.
Yeah, nah. Even he knows he's about to say something still like, oh shit, I can't stop myself.
And where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have.
Yep.
There it is.
Now, a lot of these rappers who have done this, who've been saying all this crazy shit with Jewish conspiracies, they come from the 90s, man, who maybe some today, but a lot of them come from the 90s where like that whole thing about it was a big thing that, Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam and whatnot in early hip hop, at least from what I saw. I might be wrong.
When they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of.
Brother, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy. All right, this is some Negro that just got out of jail shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because in jail they find religion, and sometimes that religion is Nation of Islam, which is so much. You being black makes you superior, and it's the white devils and the evil Jews you got to look out for. So it's the basic Trump Hitler shit of we're the best and those people are the demons, and the only reason you're not succeeding is because of them.
This is why I say you don't need this shit with people. No,
you do not.
With people dividing each other with these fucking words that you just make up.
No,
just making up shit now. The sun breaking down the melanin and giving us soul. All right. Sun been on your head too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you run any of this by a scientist or science teacher?
Tell you what, put that turban back on.
Right. They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough, torrential environments. So they're acting as animals.
Right. Now, I will say this. There is a theory that you have this industrialized people because they did live in conditions like that. Now, I'm not talking some crazy shit like his. It's like, you think about people in Africa who were in climates where it's like, all right, we don't have to protect ourselves against the elements as much as people who have to build things for that. So I'm only saying that because it's like, well, look how advanced these people are and stupid these people are. I was like, no, it was all kind of dictated by.
Oh yeah, no, the environment.
By the environment.
Yeah, dictates so much. I mean, people coming over to America, the new land, there was all these untapped natural resources.
Yeah.
That's how this country got to be so rich.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with this is smarter, they're smarter. It's like, how did you react to your climate and environment? That again, I'm wording this much better than he is. You know what I'm saying?
Way better.
They're the ones that are actually the true savages, conquering barbaric mentality that they're coming out of Europe.
It's exactly what I said. Wording. You hear the way I put it, and then how he put it is like,
yeah, you always had a lot less name calling.
yeah.
Yours didn't so much reduce humans to something subhuman.
Yeah, I mean, because there is a small, very small grain of truth of what he's saying in there, but he's been putting all this made up shit around it. He's putting all this made up shit to make it sound like shit. This is what everybody does, man. Motherfuckers they make up shit with a small grain of truth in order to say I'm better than you, whether it's religion or whether it's manifest destiny or some shit.
Yeah, this is not someone who goes to a library and gets books on the evolution of human culture and studies it and puts this together. This is somebody who sits around smoking weed and just connecting what they see as dots.
Yeah.
And thinking like, yeah, this is good shit. It had to be how it came together.
You can't be making up shit and then try to throw in, try to convince people of a small grain of a fact that's in there. That shit is made up. Made up completely.
Yeah, it's funny. Up to this point, I thought, probably what he said wasn't really all that bad. Holy shit.
When you start pulling shit out your ass, yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I applaud the people who reached out to him. the rabbis and everybody who reached out to him.
Made the rabbis
like, fuck that dude.
Yeah, made the rabbis reach out to say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You don't know, you haven't a clue as to what you're talking about.
Martin, when we were in the radiation of life that gave us our melanin powers, those people, we're the true mutants, Martin. That should run this shit.
We're the next stage in evolution.
We're the next stage of that. White people are just the ordinary human beings. We are the superhuman mutants.
Homo superior.
We got melanin power from being bitten by the radioactive spiders of life and God.
Wasn't radioactive melons. Because whoever's doing the closed caption on this kept spelling melanin as melon.
When you start pulling out shit to make yourself sound better than another group, then that really is divisive in a way that really is. Look, don't get me wrong here, because racism is defined by power, but you are talking about your race is superior to somebody else because of this whatever made up shit you're talking about, and that's not helping anybody. Bottom line is, if you just making shit up, trying to make yourself sound better than somebody else, or if you just making shit up to make yourself sound maybe not better than somebody else, but just build your own self up to make a point. That shit is not good today.
No.
That divides people like a motherfucker. People don't need that shit right now, man. If you ain't talking some shit, if you ain't talking real shit, then be quiet, because everybody needs to talk some straight shit to make it better.
Thank you.
God damn.
Because the bullshit is taking over. Read up, make science your friend, talk straight. No embellishments.
Damn, we're making up shit about each other. We're making up shit about this fucking pandemic. Everybody making up shit. You got this fucking conspiracy theory QAnon going around. People are just making up shit and throwing it out there like that, like they got that shit from a book.
Right.
People learn some real shit. Read some real shit.
Man. I want to watch reality
I know.
TV.
Because if you don't, you're only making it worse. And I have to say, like, the biggest weapon against ignorance out there of any kind is knowing real knowledgeable shit. If you making up shit, you're just adding to the ignorance. If you just spouting off words, you're just adding to the ignorance. Ain't nothing gonna get better, because I can tell you what, there's already enough ignorance and dumb motherfuckers out there as it is. Stop believing all this shit that people pulled out their ass. Stop believing these made up religions. Stop. When I say made, I ain't talking about Christian. I'm talking about some shit that we can see people making up today, right in front of us. Stop believing these hoaxes and these
conspiracy theories,
conspiracy theories, and all this bullshit, and just start read from different sources. Start making yourself knowledgeable, and start combating people with their dumb shit. That's how things get better. God damn. It's getting more harder. It's getting harder and harder every day to tell people to use some sense.
I know.
What you say after smoking weed?
You know that's what that sounds like. That totally sounds like a weed conversation. And not even like a conversation he had with somebody, but where he was by himself just thinking about it all. Formulating it in his head.
Yeah, y'all. Shit, I'm glad. Thank you for sending this, man. Thank you. Because I said it was crazy before, but goddamn. I was about to leave and let him off the. Well, Nick Cannon's cool. Nick Cannon, look, God bless him for what he's done. I still respect for what he's done, but shut the up with this. You, Terry Crews. Goddamn, y'all are some extremes, but everybody shut the up and let y'all know what y'all talking about. Stop.